Welcome back, dear students. So today we are going to start a new lesson, the triangle and its properties. So friends, first of all we'll see what is triangle. So triangle is a closed figure formed by joining three non-collinear points is called a triangle. So friends, you can also say that a triangle is in a plane figure bounded by three line segments. And friends, we are having the symbol to denote the triangle as this, bounded by three line segments, a diagram. Okay, for example, I will draw here one triangle PQR. So friends, in the given figure here, triangle PQR is formed by three non-collinear points. What is PQ and R? And what we call it is PQR as its vertices. So friends, here are the three vertices. Vertices are at this corner point, that is P, Q and R. And friends, here you can see here also three sides are there. You can see here the sides PQ, this side. Again we are having the QR side, this side, and we are having PR side. So friend, here are the three sides. And you can see here are the three angles. So friend, the three angles are this angle P, angle Q and angle R. So you can say angle P, angle Q and angle R. So friend, the three angles and the three sides are known as the parts of the, or you can say the elements. So you can say here the three angles and the three sides, you can call them as elements or friends of parts, elements or parts of a triangle. And here you can name this triangle as this triangle. You will write this symbol and this is a PQR. So in this way there are total 6 parts, 3 angles, 3 sides. So total 6 parts are there, friends. So friends, now we will see there are the points which lie in different parts of the triangle. Like first of all, if we are having the points which lie inside the triangle, and they are going to set to be what? Interior region. So friends, for example, consider here this is a one triangle PQR. In this triangle PQR, if you are having a point S here and a point T here, so friends, you can see the points which lie inside, points which lie inside the triangle. So the points which lie inside the triangle, you call them as in the interior region. Again, you are having the exterior region. So friends, the points which lie outside the triangle, like for example, we are having one triangle here, triangle ABC, and suppose here are the point T, and suppose here are the point R. So these T and R lie outside of the region. So you can say here, friends, points which lie outside of the triangle. So with the point which lie outside of the triangle, they can call you exterior region. And friends, some points are there which exactly lie on the boundary region. So for example, here is suppose a point E, or here is suppose a point F. So friends, points which lie on the sides of the triangle, here on the AB side, here the point E is there, and the side AC, here the point F is there. So point which lie on the sides of the triangle. On the sides of the triangle, you can call them as what? Boundary region. Next, we are having the triangular region. So interior and the boundary together you can call the triangular region. So friends, here you can say the interior and the boundary both made the triangular region. The interior and the boundary region of a triangle together make triangular region. So friends, in this region you can say, suppose this is a triangular region, this is a one triangle. So this all point, all shaded point, this all point is a triangular region, which include the sides also, means a boundary, as well as the interior. This include the triangular region. So friends, now we'll move to the next topic, that is classification of triangles. So here triangles are classified. First of all, we make them type according to the sides. So first is what? Scalene triangle. So here friends, scalene triangle are what? So a triangle with three unequal sides. So we can write down here definition, the triangle with you can say a triangle with three unequal sides. Unequal means they are not equal in length. Is called what? Scalene triangle. So friends, here for example, I'll draw one diagram. Suppose this is a triangle P, Q and R. So friends, in this given diagram, in triangle PQR, you can say that these are unequal all, means PQ length is not going to equal to this QR length, which is again not going to equal to PR length. So these all are what? Unequal length. Therefore you can say this PQR is a scalene triangle. Now friends, we are having scalene triangle. Afterwards we are having isosceles triangle. So friends, in this you can see a triangle with three equal side length. You can say these three are what? In isosceles we are having a triangle with two sides equal. Friends, in isosceles triangle, a triangle with only two sides equal. For example, if we are having this triangle LMN, so friend, you can see this and this side. Suppose we are going to use this hyphen for indicating that these are what? Equal lengths. So you can say here LM length is equal to LN length. Here we are having LM length is equal to what? LN length. So here only two sides are equal. So you can say this triangle LMN is what? Isosceles triangle. So now friends, next is what? Equilateral. As the name itself suggests, equi means same and lateral means all the three sides. So a triangle with all its three sides of equal length, you can say them what? Equilateral triangle. So friends, let's draw any triangle. Suppose this is a triangle PQR, and in this case suppose all the three lengths are of equal. Suppose 2 cm, 2 cm, and this is also 2 cm. Suppose this is PQ length is equal to QR length is equal to PR length. If all the three lengths are equal, so you can say that this triangle PQR is equilateral triangle. So friends, now we are having the classification of triangle according to angles. So first of all, we are having acute angle triangle, then obtuse angled triangle, then right angle triangle. So friends, as the name itself suggests, acute angled triangle means what? A triangle in which you can say that all the three acute angles are there. Means all the three angles, whatever angles are given, they should be less than 90 degree. So you can see the definition here, a triangle with all the three acute angles. As you know that three angles are there in a one triangle, so all the three should be acute angles. So then only you can call the triangle as an acute angle triangle. For example, this is a one triangle ABC. So here angle A, B and C, they all should be less than 90 degree. They all should be less than 90 degree. Means they should be greater than 0 degree, but their measurement should be less than 90 degree. Then only you can call such angle as an acute angled triangle. So now we are having next obtuse angle triangle. So friends, a triangle with one of the angle with one obtuse angle triangle, and the remaining two should be what? Acute. You can say here remaining two should be acute because there cannot be more than one obtuse angle. otherwise it will not form a triangle only. Two acute angles. So friends, a triangle in which you can say, for example, this is a one triangle and here this is a angle LMN. Here you can see one angle is what? More than 90 degree, means that is obtuse, and remaining two should be acute angle. So for example, here you can see this angle M. So it is what? It is less than 180 degree, but it should be greater than 90 degree. So it is greater than 90 degree, and the remaining is what? Should be less than. Remaining means angle L and angle N, L and N. They should be less than 90 degree. L and N are here acute angles, and this M is what here? Greater than 90, means it is obtuse angle. So there should be only one obtuse angle. Then only you can call the triangle as an obtuse angled triangle. Now friends, we are having right angle triangle. So in a right angle triangle, you can say that a triangle with one, you can say right angle. Right angle means exactly 90 degree. And the remaining two are what? Acute angle. So in a right angle triangle, friends, you can see this. Suppose this is a triangle. Here this a triangle is P, Q and R. So here angle Q is what? It is exactly 90 degree. And the remaining P and R, angle P and angle R, they are what? Less than 90 degree. They are less than 90 degree, means they are what? Acute angles. And this Q is exactly 90 degrees. So this complete triangle becomes a right angled triangle. And friends, we know that the side which is opposite to this 90 degree is hypotenuse. So this is the longest side, hypotenuse you can say. So it is the longest side, and a right angle is also called right triangle. Friends, simply you can say this is a right triangle. So in this case, this PQR is a right triangle. Now friends, moving to the next topic, a median of a triangle. So to whom to call a median? Which side is act as a median, or which, you can say, which part is called as a median? So friends, suppose for example, consider a one triangle. This is a one triangle PQR. So friends, consider a one triangle PQR. So here suppose this is a midpoint of this QR side. Let's call him as a S. So this S is a midpoint. Midpoint means such a point which divide the side into exactly two parts. Means QS is equal to now SR. This QS is equal to RS, you can say. Because of the midpoint, the line segment is going to divide into exactly two parts. This is one part and this is another part. So friends, now what is median? So you can say a median of a triangle is a line segment which joins, or you can say joining a vertex to the midpoint. Vertex to the midpoint of the side opposite to the vertex. For example, friends, here you can say this is a QR side and this is a S is a midpoint here. Midpoint divide this QR into two equal parts. So now this is a vertex opposite to it, and this is a line segment coming from here and going to join this. So friends, in this case, this line segment here, it is called a median. So median is such a line segment which is drawn from a vertex to the opposite side midpoint, joining to the midpoint of the opposite side. So median of a triangle is a line segment joining a vertex. This vertex is a P here to the midpoint of the side opposite to it. So friends, in this way it is the median here. In the same way, suppose this is a Q and here is what? One more we can draw median. Three vertex are there, so friends, you can draw three medians. So this is a median, midpoint of this PR. From Q will join here. This is one median. Again, this is a midpoint of QP. So again, from this vertex we'll join here, we'll reach here. So these are the three medians of a one triangle. So friends, now we'll move to the next concept, that is altitudes of a triangle. So friends, let's consider here one triangle, one more triangle here. This is this P, Q and R. So friends, what is mean by altitude? Suppose this is a vertex P, and from a P I can draw many line segments to its opposite side. But friends, when you are drawing perpendicular from a vertex to its opposite side, that we call as altitude. For example, from a here point P, I am drawing a 90 degree on this opposite side. So this line segment which I drawn from a vertex, it is exactly perpendicular. Suppose this is a point T. So now this PT you can call as a altitude. So friend, what is an altitude? An altitude you can say of a triangle is the perpendicular drawn. You can have this symbol for perpendicular. Perpendicular drawn from a vertex to the opposite side. Like I have drawn from this vertex P on its opposite side this as a 90 degree. I can draw so many line segments, but when you are drawing perpendicular to its opposite side, it become altitude. And here PT is altitude. PT is altitude from P to, you can say from P to this QR. And friends, the altitude gives the height of a triangle. It gives the height of the triangle. For example, I can draw from here also, from this Q on this opposite side. I can draw this also here. It is exactly 90 degree perpendicular. Suppose it is, you can give name M. So this QM is also altitude on this side PR. In the same way, from this R also I can draw here. This is a perpendicular. We can give a name, suppose S. So this RS also a altitude on this PQ from vertex R. So friend, there can be the three altitudes. So friends, now moving to the very important part, that is properties of triangle. So first of all, we are having angle sum property. So when learning the lesson triangle and its properties, we need to keep in mind the properties and the concept of the triangle. So first of all, here what angle sum property says to us, it says that the sum of the angles of a triangle, you can say of a triangle, is 180 degree. Friends, this is very important concept, that the sum of the angles of a triangle is 180 degree. For example, we are having one triangle here, PQR, and this is one angle 1, this is angle 2, and this is angle 3. As there are three angles, so this property says that here in this triangle, suppose this is a triangle PQR, angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3, we are going to get as a 180 degree. This should be the case. The sum of the three angles is 180 degree. This is called as an angle sum property. So friends, we can get the proof of this. For this proof, we need to understand. So friends, let's get proof here how it is coming 180 degree. So friends, let's consider one diagram. This is that one triangle. This triangle is what? Suppose this triangle is A, B and C. So friends, we need to do some construction here. Means we'll draw one line here. So this line, you can say this is a line LM. Suppose this line is what? LM. So friends, now we'll mark our interior angle X. This is a Y angle and this is Z angle. Interior angles means the angles which lie inside of the triangle. We marked it as X, Y, Z. So friends, we know that for proof here what we have draw a line LM. We have draw line LM so that we can prove this property. And this line LM is a parallel to BC. This line BC. This is BC and this is LM. These are parallel lines. And this line is passing through this A. So friends, we know that straight line is there. This is a straight line LAM. So we consider this angle and this angle and these three angles. Angle LAB, this angle LAB plus angle X plus we have one more angle MAC. Friend, this is a straight line. So straight line angle is coming 180 degree. So in the reason you can write angles on a straight line. Angles on straight line, they come as 180 degree. So friends, here we know that LAB is what? Y. Why? Because these are the interior angles. So friends, we know that LAB is Y. Why it is Y? Because alternate angle property. Alternate angles are there. This LAB is equal to this Y. It is forming like this structure. This and this are the what? Alternate angles. So that's why this is Y. And in the same way you can see this MAC is what? This is coming Z. This angle and this, they are alternate angle. So again the reason is what? They are alternate angles. So finally we'll put in this equation. Friends, will give this as a equation number 1. So now we'll put these two values here. So we'll get, friends, angle LAB means Y. This is plus X. MAC is what? Z, which is finally coming 180 degree. So friends, we got here what we got? Angle X plus angle Y plus angle Z is coming 180 degree. Means the sum of the three interior angle is coming 180 degree, which is nothing but our angle sum property. So here hence you can prove this. Hence proved. Sum of the three interior angles in a triangle is 180 degree.